This is a Dell Latitude E7240, I think. I've pressed F12 to get to the boot menu, and I'm going to boot from the Ventoy USB, and I'm going to have a look at installing Anduin OS. It is designed to kind of look like something that Windows users will find easy to use. It's a custom Ubuntu based Linux distribution, and from the screenshots on their website it does look a lot like a sort of nice version of Windows 11. This laptop has an i5-4300U. That was very quick. 8GB of RAM, and it's got a 256 mSATA drive in here, so I'll just check if the Wi-Fi is working. The Wi-Fi is working. This looks so much like Windows 11. It's kind of uncanny, but as long as the Wi-Fi is working, I'm gonna install it onto this system because I was trying different things on here, but I just want to put a nice looking Linux operating system on here, and then I can give this laptop away. I don't actually need this little laptop. It's quite nice, but I've never really got used to it, and it's got CompuTrace on it, so that's going to be a problem for running Windows on here. Yeah, just the way it is, unfortunately. So it's an ideal candidate for Linux. So I'm going to erase the disk. I'm going to try and make sure that it is not this USB that is selected. It's the actual disk in the system. Let me just have a look. Maybe I'll click erase disk and I'll unplug the USB. Maybe it will... Oh, there we go. It's confirming the drive on the next page. So we can use the entire disk. It's got a Samsung SSD PM85, 256 gig, and it's going to set up the partitions for us. Okay, got some kind of error here, and another error. Is this because I removed the USB drive? So let's try again. It's not letting us click continue. I've restarted the system. I'm going to try and install it again. The download is about 1.9 gigabytes, so it's not that big, it's not that small, but it is, you know, relatively quick to download. And it's quite nice how quickly it boots into this desktop. Okay, we've got to the same stage that we were at before, and I'm just going to click continue. It's selected the main drive, which is what we want, and we're going to click install and see if it works. Okay, so it's going to do all of this. That all looks fine. I've set up a password and it's beginning the install process. So it's Debian based, uses Ubuntu software repositories, designed to provide you with a better desktop experience. And it does look a lot like Windows 11. It's got all your main things, and the sort of other things are hidden, maybe console, and anything that's kind of perhaps a little more complicated does look to be behind well, it basically just looks quite simple and straightforward. You've got Firefox, files, software, camera, text editor, weather, videos, disk usage, and not that much is on here. So I guess that kind of makes it a little easier. And if you go to software, you can probably add anything you need. So it's almost finished copying the files, and it's performing really well on this system. So just quickly bring up System Monitor. We can have a look what's happening here. So it's used 1.8 gigabytes of memory. It's got a swap set up, and it's copying the files. So there's processes, file systems, and it says it's retrieving a file, even though I'm not connected to the internet. So I'm not sure how it's going to cope with that, but we'll soon find out. I was in the process of setting up this as a gaming PC in the background to do some testing, but I had to update every single software package before I could play any of it, and it says it's going to take 12 hours to download the Fortnite updates. So that's why I'm setting up this laptop and sorting out some of the machines that I've got, as I do have too many. And I just don't use this little laptop. I like it quite a lot, but I just don't use it. I've got a ThinkPad that I use instead. So I may as well get rid of this laptop, give this to someone who needs a little laptop. So installation is finished. You can continue testing, but let's restart. That was really quick. That was such a quick install process, apart from when we had the error because I removed the USB stick. That's probably quicker than installing Windows 10, which has got quite quick these days. But yeah, that was quite impressive. Let's see how long it takes to get to the desktop now that it's installed. So we're at the desktop. Was that about 15 seconds? I'm going to connect to the internet. So I've connected to the internet. Let's have a quick look at how this system performs, whether OpenGL works. We're going to WebGL Aquarium. This isn't a touch screen, unfortunately, but it is a matte display, which is nice. And that's loading pretty quickly, getting 60 frames per second, and that works really well. Let's try YouTube. This is quite a nice performing laptop. It does seem pretty responsive. Let's have a look what we've got. So that PC there is the one that's in the background at the moment. Let's just play this.
Have you tried? Too good to go?
Mute the sound. These seem to have changed. Is this a new thing that they've changed their icons and buttons on YouTube? Let's look at stats. It's using the VP09 codec. Let's see if we can bump up the resolution to 1080p. So the video file is at 1080, but the screen resolution is 1365 by 768. So there's not a lot of benefit from going to full HD. but does seem to be working really nicely. So why don't we see if it snaps? Yep, snaps the windows for us. Let's put this other one over here. Let's go to WebGL Aquarium and have them both going at the same time. And why don't we bring up System Monitor? So the CPU usage is around 50% while all of this is going on. That's pretty cool. And let's see what else we can do. Let's open some tabs over here. And we'll have a look at the Futo self-managed guide, because this is quite a large page. And we're getting CPU up to 100%. But it seems to be coping really well with this page. You can hear the fan kicking in. This is running really nicely. Memory is 40%, so plenty of RAM left. And let's go back to this, and why don't we open a bunch of tabs. Doesn't really seem to have any problem at all with opening all these tabs. I think we're waiting for the internet to catch up. And if we open a console, where's it gone? Here we go. So this is top. Fan is kicking in a little bit more now. And does it have H-top? Oh, it does. That's pretty cool. This gives us our individual cores, the memory and the swap. And does it have neo fetch? It doesn't. Does sudo apt install work on this? So I wonder why it's not letting us get neo fetch. Let's run an update. You'll notice that we've still got these running in the background. We've still got lots of web pages open over here, and it's all quite responsive. I might have to try this operating system on one of the slower laptops I've got. The HP Stream could be a good candidate for this, because this just seems, considering how nice it looks, it seems to be running really well. Got a weather thing in the corner. Not that I'm particularly interested in that. Got date and time. We've even got a little thing like in Windows where you put your mouse there and it shows you your desktop. So we see if it can browse the network for us. put in SMB first? Yep, I do. I think when I was using Fedora, it did the SMB bit for me automatically. I've logged on and I've been able to connect. It's showing me the drives rather than just the file share. Opening files. I don't want to stop the operation. Is it going to let me in? Yeah, it looks like it's mounted this for me. Hopefully, yep. So it's got in, it's let me have a look. Shall we see if we can play a video file? So I'm still waiting for this to load the video files from the file server. Does seem a little bit slow. But while that is loading, I've managed to ask it to install NeoFetch. So hopefully we'll be able to run NeoFetch. And there we go. Those are the system details. GNOME 48, i5 4310U at 3 GHz and 8 GB of RAM. Okay, it's loaded it, but it's not got the decoder, so maybe this will find it for us if we're lucky. So it's updating and now it's looking for the software, but it has been unable to find it, so I don't know why. Oh, it's still playing. Oh, it's working. What? How is it doing that? Okay, I need to mute this. I don't really want a copyright strike, but let's have a look if we can go to a different bit. Yep. Okay, wow. It works. That's great. This is the software library. Let's see what we've got. Interesting. I'm beginning to really like this operating system. I've just put Fedora on a ThinkPad, but maybe I should have put this on instead. 2 updates available, and there's a search in the corner. Let's see if we can get Quake 3 to run. So I'm going to select install and see what happens. So this is Sheba. This is the mother cat of Willis. So I'm looking after her at the moment. And it's hopefully, oh, I need the Quake 3 CD-ROM. Okay, which I don't have, so probably won't be able to do that, but maybe it will get the data files for me. Let's see what happens if I open this. Okay, we need to do the game data packager to get this working. I've restarted the system and it's going to do an update for me. Okay, we're back and I'm still trying to get Quake 3 to run. So I'm going to try and install the game data packager. Okay, we still need to get the game data. So videogames.ai has easy to follow instructions for installing Quake 3, and it installs the demo version. Okay, maybe it's gonna work. This is giving me a real sense of deja vu, as one of the first videos I ever made with me using Linux was this laptop, and I was trying to get Quake 3 to run on it. So we'll put it to high quality. It's gone a bit funny. Let's have a look at this again. The trackpad is super sensitive. Not sure if you can adjust that. Hopefully you can. Mouse speed. It's a little bit better. And it doesn't have the demos, which is a real shame, because it'd be really nice to benchmark this. But if we could just go into single player, we can have a look. It looks very smooth and looks to be working really well, apart from the fact that it's over here and not filling the whole screen. So there we go. That is Anduin OS on this little device. It's even detected my Samsung phone that I've plugged in to charge. This is a really nice operating system. I like it a lot. Let's just have a quick look in software. Also seems to run really quickly. And we'll have a look at Office. And I'm looking for, there you go, LibreOffice. And we can put that on here. So there we have a neat little laptop with a nice looking operating system. I suppose if we right click, we've got display settings and background options, and we should have some settings somewhere in terms of the theme. So this all looks really nice. Let's have a look at appearance. So we can go for default instead of dark. That is much brighter. We've got different color options for the accent, and there's two different backgrounds. Let's have that background but the lighter theme. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Right, well, if you've got this far, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I think I'm going to have another look at this operating system again on a different laptop, so subscribe if you want to see that. Let me know if you've used this operating system, and feel free to give this video a like. You can become a member if you want, get early access to things, and there's a little bit of extra content. But see you in another video. Bye.